Okay, so we're going to create a simple database and table in Access, and a form and a report, and have a look at basic queries. So I'm going to do this all in one recording. Let's see how we go. Start by loading Access 2013. I'm going to create a blank desktop database, so I click here. Before I put any data in it, I have to give it a name, and I have to decide where I'm going to put it. I'm actually just going to keep mine in Users Michelle Documents, which is my documents on my hard disk. I'm going to change the name, and I will call it contacts. Oops, can't type. Information. Doesn't really matter what you call it, so long as you know and remember what you've called it. So I'll just call mine contact information. We'll be good with that. The table I'll create the same as what we had in the exercise. So click create, and here we are, blank, ready to actually start. So you can see it says table 1, which is our first table that we're going to just create here. And this is really simply a matter of clicking up here and choosing the field type, and the main ones that we're going to be looking at will be short text, number, currency, date, time, just these first 4. In our exercise that we're going to do initially, it's just going to be short text. So it's really simple, just click short text, and up the top in the grey area, and make sure you write it in the grey area, you put your field name. So in our case, the first one is client name. ID is an identifier. Every record that you put in Access table should have a unique identifier. Any kind of database does. For example, our student database, you have a student number, and that is a unique number that is allocated to you, and that means that we can get the right results. Your car, if you have a car, if you're lucky enough, you have a registration on the back of it, a little number plate, and again, that will be unique to your vehicle. Otherwise, the wrong people will get the wrong speeding and camera fines, and we don't want that to happen, do we? So we have a unique identifier. In our case, we're just going to use Access's automatic one. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's a really good way of just introducing Access. I prefer to create my own. The advantage of it is that we don't have to put anything in it, and it will automatically increment by 1 for every new record that we add in. So we just, it's kind of a set and forget thing. We don't have to do anything with it. We just skip it across and it will automatically update. So client name, simple. We can either press enter and click the next one, short text, and we're putting in address line 1. So lots of different ways of going across. Just tab, short text, address line 2, or I can just use my mouse, click, short text, suburb, short text, state, short text, postcode, short text, client type. So I'm just doing the I'm just doing the same exercise that's in the notes. Client type, short text, contact name, short text, contact position, short text. Even though this is phone numbers, which is normally numbers, unless you are actually doing calculations, it is generally acceptable to put numbers that are informational numbers as text. And a lot of the reason for that is things like leading zeros. For example, a mobile phone number 040011111111. If you made it a number, the leading zero would actually disappear, whereas we actually want to have the leading zeros. So we're going to make it text and call it phone number. And the last one is just email address, so short text and email. And that's it. I've created my first table. I don't have any data in it, but I've created the heading line across the top. So all I'm going to do now is go down and click down here, and I can actually start entering data in straight away. So skipping ID, let Access take care of that, and I'm going to put in my first information. So as per the sample, Chisholm TAFE, address line is Building A, number 2, New Holland Drive, suburb is Cranbourne, Victoria. Oh, I can't type at all. Try that again. Victoria. I really must get a new battery in this keyboard. And 3977, client type, education, contact name, Michelle Hardy, contact position, let me think, maybe library manager, because I'm important. Phone number, 0, and email. And just press enter, brings me back down, and I can type in a new item. So we can call this Misty River Secondary College, and I have no idea what I put as the address. 32 Settlement Road. Oops, nothing in address line 2. Misty River, Victoria, and we'll just make something up there. And this is also education. Yeah, boring. John Smith, he's a teacher, librarian, and his phone number is something like that. And we can put him as smith.g at Misty River Secondary College .vic.edu.au. Yeah, I know, pretty boring. And voila, so we've got 2 items in there. I'm not going to bother putting any more in. So to save the table, I can go up here and click save, or I can just click the close, not the one up here because that will close Access, but the close over here, and if I haven't already saved it, then Access will prompt me to. So if I just click here, you can see big prompt with a big buzz. Do you want to save the changes to the table? Yes, I do. Click yes, and the table name will be I don't know, clients, and click OK, and there we have created our first table. And a few of the other things that we can create really simply, we've created our table. If we want to create, for example, a form, and the thing about a form is that a form allows you to enter in the data record by record, one by one, rather than seeing the rows. And the problem with the rows and columns is that if the information is a bit longer than the column space, then you can't see all the stuff that you're putting in. So it's nice and easy just to create a form. I'm just going to click here on the table and click form and just let Access do its magic. And there you go. Access did its magic, and we can see one record at a time. And it's much easier to enter the data in because we've got lots of space. This is a basic form. It kind of comes in like a stacked mode, so it's like a table. But look, it works, and we can scroll through here. There's navigation down the bottom, so next record, previous record. We can put search criteria in. The one here with the little sunburst is to add a new record. First record, last record, next, previous. So that's just some basic navigation down the bottom there to navigate through your database table in a form view. So all I need to do now, again, just close it. Yes, I want to save changes. By default it will give it the same name as the table, which I'm okay with because all the little windows, all the views are all different and they'll have different icons, so it doesn't matter if you call them the same name as long as they are a different type, and this one is a form. So just click OK and you'll see here table, forms. The table is kind of a little blue with rows and stuff, and the form you can see now has a pink across the top and the little icon is quite different. It doesn't matter, it's the same name. I couldn't have two forms called clients, but I can have a table called client, a form called client, a report called client, a query called client, etc. It's just of the same type, you can't. So that's our form. Next thing is to create a simple report, and the best way to do that is using the wizard. So we just go create, just use the report wizard, and it is as simple as following the steps. To create the contact database in the exercise, it's really simple. Just the information that I want. Click on client name, click on the item across. We want the client name, and we just want the contact information. So this is email, simple as that. That's all we need. We probably don't even need email, so I might put that back. We just need the phone number. Go next. We don't want any grouping, so just click next. I can sort it by whatever field I want. So I'm going to do client name, click next. Format's fine, happy with portrait, click next. Same name, preview the report by default, finish. Voila, done. And again, you can see now the green icon's different, so we have a table client, a form client, and a report client. So it's our client's database. We can create other things. If you actually close this report here, click under create, you can see the things that you can create. The only other thing we haven't created now is actually queries, which are over here. And we're going to do that on a different database, only because there's no data in this one, and I'm too lazy to put some data in.